Hey, thank you for coming by Tori Magoo 44. Today is the 9th of December, and this is an angel that I'm holding. It's one of my many angels, which is something that Scientology in general, L. Ron Hubbard certainly did not believe in angels. Isn't she pretty? Just by herself. I have all kinds of different, things to put in her hands, but she's really beautiful. And anyway, this is really... I have the angel up because it's the holidays, and for me, I try to remind people that Scientology often, Hubbard put down angels, churches, things like that, said they're an implant, which is something that was forced upon you. Whereas for me, while I was on OT7, I was driving a lot, and I would get in these close calls, and I would feel like I had these angels around my car, and I would always thank them. I would say, thank you so much. And it was kind of part of my waking up, was recognizing that I did have these spirits that were good spirits, and they were around me, and they were helping me. And whether you believe that or not, you might be an atheist, in which case you're like, no way. But I always say, what if you have something that you'd like help with? And all you have to do is raise your hand and say, me, can somebody stop by and help? And they will. But if you don't raise your hand, they're going to go on to the next house. What if that's the case? So for me, it's been a great comfort for me. Anyway, so that's why I had the angel there. I'm also going to talk about Scientology and their phony human rights. Now, the human rights, let me just read this so I get it correct, because I don't want to... It's the International Human Rights Walk on Hollywood Boulevard that's going to start at Celebrity Center today. Now, what really is happening this year, the United Nations Human Rights Day celebrates the 67th anniversary of the signing of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights on 10 December 1945. All right, our human rights campaign is centered on making that the UDHR known and to use internationally. This is Scientology's promo thing. Meet at Celebrity Center. It's like, give me a break, Scientology. You're trying to pretend you are the essence of human rights when you, more than anyone, stop human rights. You stop free speech. And I was part of that, opening up your phony accounts, not knowing that that's what you were doing. And once I learned, I left Scientology forever. But that is what they were doing, opening up phony accounts, going onto the internet, pretending they're your best friend, or, putting you down, or promoting Hubbard, or whatever. But, it's a whole abuse of free speech, right? They also break up families, which is, again, free speech, free thought, families, human rights, just human rights. I mean, children that can't talk to their parents. Parents that can't talk to their kids that are in the Church of Scientology. Hello, that is not human rights. When a parent has to actually think, Tori, what do I do? How do I get in touch with my kid? He's in the Church of Scientology. She's in the Church of Scientology. Now they're not talking to me. Huh? And you're going to try to say you're human rights Scientology? No way, Jose, ever. As long as you're doing things like that. Fair game, which is where you break in my car and turn on my lights so my battery's dead 2 weeks ago, and you're going to say you're for human rights? You have no clue what human rights is. I was in Scientology for 30 years. I'm in what is Scientology. So the fact that you say, oh, Tori's a suppressive person, and let me get that so Pete can have take a drink on this. There you go. That's my SP Declare. Just a second. Now my phone's ringing. Hang on just a second. I'm not going to take it. Hang on. I don't think so. No, I'm not. I'll call him back. All right. There's my SP Declare. That's by the Church of Scientology. And on the back, it does say, her only terminal is the International Justice Chief via the Continental Justice Chief. And that is by the FLB, Flag Land-Based Justice Chief for the Church of Scientology. Thank you very much. You have about this much human rights. You have none. The only human rights you have, that's why I call it the Scientology Truman Show, because that is exactly what it is. And if you need to know more about it, and you don't, if you're in or you're out, These are some books I recommend. A Piece of Blue Sky by John Atack. This is Messiah or Madman by L. Ron Hubbard Jr. co-authored. It was really written by Ben Corridan and L. Ron Hubbard Jr. They paid off to get out of it. And I was around during that whole thing, so believe me. Okay, Captive Hearts, Captive Minds by these people. Excellent book to tell you how you got in it, how they soaked you in, how to help someone get out. This is a very funny and very educational book, Blown for Good, by Mark Headley, about working daily with David Miscavige, who is, I got my hair cut, so there you go, sorry about that, the top of the Church of Scientology. David Miscavige, Creep-ola. Okay, Inside Scientology, a more recent book by Janet Reitman. Excellent book, lots of information. And the last book I'm going to show you is The Psychology of Influence. The Psychology, Influence of Persuasion. Now this is a really good, by Robert Cialdini, a really good book for you to learn anybody, everybody for your entire life. But a lot of these books are very educational. And they all talk about the abuses of human rights that the Church of Scientology does with their members. So the fact that they're trying to pitch this now and do a walk down Hollywood Boulevard, please, David Miscavige, you will never, ever be thought of as Mr. Human Rights. Ain't going to happen. Not as long as you have the executives locked up. It certainly isn't going to happen. This is for me. That's one of my little Merry Christmas things. And also Happy Hanukkah. It's coming up very soon. And there you go. So pass that around as far as Scientology and human rights. No, ain't going to happen. Not as long as you're doing these things. Fair game, breaking up families, stopping free speech, also roping in young kids to a billion-year contract. So parents, educate your children on this, because they're very good at roping them in. They give them a big whoop-de-doo, how much you're handling mankind and helping mankind and how important it is. They started in 1950 with this pitch. What have they done for mankind? Nothing. Nothing. And the only excuse they have is, well, we don't have enough people in Scientology. That's right. And you're not going to have enough people in Scientology as long as you're violating these human rights. And the fact that you're trying to march down Hollywood Boulevard today saying that you believe in human rights, right, I'll be there. I'll come meet you. Anyway, peace out. I love all of you. Please keep exposing this. For any parents that have kids in a drug rehabilitation program, I just found out they're now using phony names. So you can always call up and ask, are you using L. Ron Hubbard's technology? Because they have to tell the truth on that. And if they are, my suggestion, my opinion, my recommendation is go get them out. And call your insurance and tell them don't pay them, because they're trying to fleece you. That's what Scientology does. Human rights? Right. Sure. You know what? You couldn't even sell that to some of the guys that are just, never mind. David Miscavige, your day is coming. 2012 was very bad for you, and 2013 is going to be great for us. And I always say it, tick-tock, time is on our side. What does that mean? It means the more people that leave, the more people speak out. The more people that speak out, the more people are going to leave. And that's just going to keep continuing. And it's fantastic. It already has. It's proven out. And history repeats itself. So, bingo, come on out. And if you're out, like one of my friends is out and won't talk to me. One of my dear friends that I love dearly. And I'm like, come on. Why are you giving them that power? We can meet. You don't have to lose your friends or family or whatever. But don't give them the power that, I'm not going to talk to Tori. What? Come on. And if you're in and you want to come out, give me a call. I'll come get you. I love you guys. Thank you all. And happy holidays.